What's up, guys? Hino here from Team Snatch. I hadn't done a video in a while, so I thought I'd do a profile of this deck. It's Agents, but this is a new version, and you'll see exactly what it is. I took Agents to Nationals, went X2, and then lost the first round, day 2. You can see the feature match. It was painful. I couldn't draw an Earth for the life of me, and then when I did, he warninged it. And then, Game 2, I had a Gallon Duo, and I set it, so I thought I was safe. He summons Tango. I'm like, oh, wow, there's a Brionic in game. So, yep, not much you could do about that, but it's alright. At the start of the day, I was 1 and 2, so I had to win it out, and that was kind of nerve-wracking, but felt really good when it actually happened. So, this deck is Agents, but I made it now that Sanguine works with Exceeds, so it's going to have some different text in it. And I used it at locals yesterday, 2-0'd basically everyone. I only lost 3 games the whole day, and out of like 6 matches, I think, 6 or 7 matches. So yeah, it is really good. It's really fast. You get Earth really consistently out, and you get lots of pluses, which is great. So here it is. Start off the agent lineup. 3 Earth. This card is just broken. It's a tuner. It searches any agent, so it gets your Venus, which is really the heart of the deck. And it's a really good card. You want to get it out as soon as possible. 3 Venus. This card spams out Mystical Shine Balls, which let you exceed or synchro, whichever you need. And it's really good. You force your opponent to Dark Hole, something that you created out of just pluses, which is awesome. And then you drop the real boss monsters. So 3 Shine Ball, you need it because you spam them with Venus, and sometimes you draw one. But I run 42 cards in this, and 2 Duality, and the idea behind that is that you have consistency while the deck is big enough that you're not going to always be opening multiples of these. You won't always at 40, but it happens more often, which is annoying. And then finally, last agent, 1 Jupiter. He's just like, if you don't want to search Venus, you want to beat stick. He does get over Xian, but it doesn't happen very often. They usually have protection or something. Just like a beater. 1 Honest. It's a light deck, fairy deck, so yeah, good card. 3 Hyperion. He is also really important to the deck. He's sacky and awesome, basically. 2 Christia. This card wins so many games. You just drop it when they're hiding behind a Gores, and they have to scoop unless they have the Dark Hole. And if they already wasted it on your Venus setup, then all the better for you. And 2 Effect Veiler. Now this is because of what else I'm running in the deck, but I do not run Orange Light anymore. One of the main reasons actually was Monogama. It was really annoying whenever it happened, and it tended to happen. So I just prefer this card. It does almost everything Orange Light does. Orange Light does hit a few key things, like I don't know if for some reason you really want to negate that Emmer's Blade, or something like that, I don't know, but I prefer these right now. Effect Veiler is an amazing card. Okay. 1 Gores. I am no longer maining Oppression or Miraculous Descent, the 2 things that were kind of keeping me from putting this guy in the main, even though they wouldn't be on the field that often. I still am not completely sold on Gores with continuous traps all the time. It's just one of those things, because agents tend to keep a lot of cards in their back row, even bluffs, to protect the real important ones. So I just wasn't sure about him. In this build, he works fine. I've dropped him several times. It's great. 3 Tour Guide. Okay. Now that Sanguine counts as on the field when it's an or any monster counts as on the field when it's an XYZ material, what you basically do, here I might as well show the Sanguine because it comes with this, is you summon one of these, special Sanguine, rank 3 for anything you want. Because this was for locals yesterday, I'm using Gurinsaurus, but now that Generation Force is out today, you can use Leviathan, Dragon, DD Serpent, whatever it's called, Levier. But basically, you turn 1,000 normal summon into an Exceed monster that's a floater. And it's going to be like Tengu. If they remove it any way from the field, the Exceed monster, the materials are going to go to grave and you'll get a Sangan Surge. It's just amazing. This card, and the other great thing is, it forces so many warnings and Veilers that your Earth would otherwise hit. So if this card gets warninged or Veilered, okay, well, you'll just summon either another one you have or another Earth. And, I mean, it's not very often that you open with just one of these and nothing else summonable. It's good. You'll either open with this and Venus or Earth or something. And if not, you can always just search the Earth. Or absolutely amazing card. And if they let it through, then they have to kill the whatever Exceed it is, and they're going to waste removal and you'll plus, because it's basically a Sangan that can go anywhere and the materials will still go to grave. One-Dimensional Alchemist. This is mainly because I'm running Sangan and I wanted something else to search that could get over Tengu if needed. And Duo is a really good card. I ran it at Nationals and it did very well for me, but I don't think it necessarily fits in this build very well. I am not particularly sold on this though. I might drop it because this does have a very high monster count right now. And the last card is one Chaos Sorcerer. You will almost always get a Tour Guide in the grave, and as long as you get a Tour Guide followed by an Agent, this guy's live. You don't draw him very often because you're only running one in a 42 card deck, but he's still really good when you do, because he'll almost always be live. That was 25 monsters, I believe. Spells. 2-pot of Duality. This deck special summons a lot more than regular agents, which normally are just going to open with an Earth, because a lot of times you'll open with Tour Guide. So there have been times where this is a bluff for like 3 turns before I finally can activate it, but it's been worth it almost every time. It gets me really useful stuff, and it helps consistency because you're running 42 cards. You could technically cut it and make it 40, but then all of a sudden you'll be drawing more Shine Balls, and that's not good. Especially without Orange Light in the deck. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. I consider this pretty staple in the format. Book of Moon. Trunade. Dark Hole. Reborn. And that was 8 spells, meaning I should be running 9 traps if I counted correctly. Yeah, I do. Okay. 2 Solemn Warning. That's pretty staple. You kind of have to run it. 2 Deep Prison. I've seen some people using Bottomless. This card is infinitely better than Bottomless in almost every way. I don't know why you would run Bottomless, because Deep Prison, a lot of times you'll have an Earth on the field and they'll summon a Sangan or something, and you can't Bottomless the Sangan, and then they crash with your Earth and they get a plus. And the last thing you want is your opponent getting Sangan searches so easily. Granted, Tour Guide is going to make that even easier, but this card is just still really, really good. I really think you should be maining it in almost every agent deck. I don't see why not. It's really, really amazing. 2 7 Tools. I was in a debate between this and Dust Tornado for a long time. Dust helps against the GK matchup, which is a bitch. 7 Tools helps against all the warnings and judgments and random crap that are thrown at you from everywhere. And I'm personally of the belief that this is the better card right now. I've seen people using both in the same deck, and honestly, I don't have room, but if you do, congrats. Maybe I'll cut the Alchemist and try 1 Dust, but I don't think so. It's just like so much more useful when they pay life points and you're not able to chain Dust or anything, and Dust won't help you at all. Dust is still a versatile card, but I think overall this is going to help you more, especially if GKs are hit by the ban list and all of a sudden you're not even going to need Dust Tornadoes because Necro Valley won't be a problem anymore. Then finally, Mirror Force, run it. Torrential, run it. Solemn, this card sucks. So that's 42 cards, that was 9 traps. Unless I can't count. Here's the extra deck. Pretty standard with the exceeds added in. So, Trishula. You make it really easily. Earth plus Venus plus 2 Shine Ball, and it just rapes your opponent because then you have 4 fairies and Grave for Christia. Amazing. Scrap Dragon, Earth plus 3 Shine Ball. Still good to have. Stardust, same thing. Black Rose, you make this easily. Earth plus Venus plus a Shine Ball. You can see that all these are requiring Earth and Venus to be on the field. I don't synchro that often, it's only when really needed. Same thing as Black Rose, Ancient Sacred Wyvern, wins games. This card is pro. Ancient Fairy Dragon, it's alright. Not that useful in this deck, because you don't run Debris and all that stuff. Arcanite, I run Chaos Sorcerer and Effect Veiler, so hello. Good card. I'll almost never make this, but if I somehow have Earth and Jupiter on the field and I want to get over a Stardust, this is my answer. Or Xian. These will also solve, or Bronic will also solve the problem, but at the same time, you can't Veil or Gaianite. Well, I guess you could, but it'd be just stupid. Catastor, I mean, it does so much work in the mirror match, and other than that, it's just a really good card. Librarian. In Agents, this is mainly used to run over Catastor. I know it sounds funny, but it's pretty true. Beyond that, it's just like, stop your opponent from synchroing. Oh look, I'm going to draw a card. Oh noes. Armory Arm. This is if I, for some reason, have an Earth and a Shine Ball and I don't want to go for Gachi Genetsu. But yeah, most of the time I'm going to go for that guy. Okay, here are the exceeds. 2 Grenosaurus. I was using this at locals. The card's okay. The burn damage can be useful. It's not great. I mean, it puts pressure on your opponent to get rid of this card, which I kind of like. Sorry, my phone's ringing. Okay. Well, so as I was saying, it puts pressure on your opponent, and when they get rid of it, you'll get your Sanguine Search if you were smart and put the Sanguine as a material. And the burn damage is decent. I mean, you could get Gorged, which would suck. And the last thing is this card. This card is the most amazing Exceed. Oh my gosh. It is 500, 1800, boosts by 200 attack and defense for each material, all your monsters. So that really helps in the mirror. Whoever has one of these up is gonna get a nice, get a really nice boost. And then if it would be destroyed, you can remove a material instead. So this walls like a pro, it boosts your monsters like a pro, it does everything really, really well. If you can get 2 Shine Balls out or a Shine Ball and an Earth, you'll almost always just want to go for this. It just helps so much. It doesn't do anything offensively, but it keeps you protected, which is really nice. I have a side deck here, but it's kind of preliminary, so I think that's about it. Yeah, I split top 2 locals with it yesterday. It's a really consistent, nice deck. And let's see if there's anything else. I'll try and get a match vid up soon, but I doubt it will happen. I'll just see what I can do. No promises. Yeah. So peace out for now, and until next time.